Check this out. A viral video shows a Bedford County deputy arresting a suspect swimming in the middle of Smith Mountain Lake. There, sorry to reach in front of Brittany here, but there you see the arrest taking place. The deputy hitched a ride on a boat with some out-of-town anglers to make it happen, and it turns out they had their camera rolling for the whole ride. 10
News reporter Taj Simmons talked with the deputy this morning and has more on the unusual situation.
Smith Mountain Lake is a great place to go to if you're trying to catch some sun or catch some waves, but it's not necessarily so great if you're not trying to get caught by law enforcement. The suspect learned that the hard way, and it was all caught on tape.
He should be back that way.
Bedford County Deputy Brian Ellis hailed down these anglers last month for a very good reason. A wanted man was on the loose, and he needed a boat.
All right, you can brace yourself.
Like, yeah, no, what are we doing? I told him that we were looking for a guy that was in a purple shirt, and he was last seen on the shoreline.
The pursuit for the purple-shirted suspect took the crew up and down the shore. But eventually, the people in the boat spotted him and caught up to him. Deputy Ellis says the man started swimming after he tried to serve him a warrant, and swimming after him would have been a risky decision.
He needed to come to me because I can't put my life possibly drowning and having him pull me in.
Instead, deputies pulled him out and placed him under arrest. Deputy Ellis says it would have been much harder to get him in handcuffs if the anglers and their boat were not there to help.
He even told us after we had captured him, he said, I figured y'all would have given up. And we told him, no, we'd figure out a way to get you.
Deputy Ellis hasn't had the chance to catch up with the anglers since he called a ride on their boat, but he told me he would love to talk to them and tell them thank you. For now, in Smith Mountain Lake, Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.